Please welcome Ethan Acevedo.
Sir, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I'm a Spanish kid, I wear the earrings. I like to have the swag. It's part of who I am. I knew I wasn't going to be 6 foot. So, limiting that and just kind of seeing where I can go with the baseball route. I think I had a brighter future, for baseball and stuff. If you guys are listening right now, Vicks gives you superpowers in the Spanish community.
And I mentioned that my mom was an MD. And they were like, wait, your mom's Dominican? And I was like, yeah, why? Oh, I thought Dominicans were just like cooks and baseball players.
We're barbers too.
I was like,
come on, man. But my cousin told the lady, she was like, oh, I'm Dominican. And the lady's response was, oh, that's cool. What part of Mexico's that? She had just thought if you speak Spanish, you were instantly Mexican.
Oh, God. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Defying All Odds Podcast with your host, Jesse, and my co-host,
Rafa, as always. What's up, guys?
All right, guys, today we got a special guest coming to you live from my house, actually, here in Monroe, New York. Longtime childhood friend of mine. He's a junior star outfielder from Virginia Commonwealth University, also known as VCU. Please welcome Ethan Acevedo.
Sir, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, my guy.
Thank
you for coming, bro.
Pleasure.
How you feeling? You just came back not too long ago, right? If you said you came back a few days ago?
Yeah, so I just got back on Sunday, and today's Wednesday, so I've only been home for 3 days. It's good to be back. I miss my family and stuff. So
how long have you been away for?
I've been away for 4 months now.
4 months?
Since August, yeah.
Okay.
Since August, so
you were telling us, I'm sorry, you were telling us early how you're constantly always going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to get into that and stuff like that, obviously in the summer, I'm away for summer ball, going back and forth. I was in Iowa last year, so I had to stay out there. It's not really easy. It's not like a 3-hour drive where I can come and visit. It's a Midwest.
Other side of the country.
Yeah, it's just, there's no coming back and forth. But, going from school straight into summer ball and stuff like that, it's obviously difficult to get back home and stuff. But, I love it. So you
love the Midwest?
Sacrifice. Nah, I hate the Midwest.
But you love baseball.
Yeah, I love baseball.
Right.
I've always said the Midwest, easily the worst part of the country. Easily the worst part of the country.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So kind of get us into, I guess, from when you graduated high school, you obviously, so for the viewers that don't know, Ethan and I, we go way back. Even though I didn't grow up in Monroe, I used to come up on the weekends, and Ethan and I used to play basketball, baseball, kinds of different sports together. And he was a multi-sport athlete, so played baseball, football, basketball, track.
Yeah, so in high school, I played football, baseball, obviously, and then I ran track as well in the winter.
Okay,
nice.
In the winter.
In the winter track.
I did track.
Indoor track.
In high school, but it was more in the springtime. So.
Yeah, I only did it to try to get faster and stuff, and then I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I continued, and I actually took a break sophomore year because of COVID.
Okay.
And then I came back. And
good for strength and conditioning.
Yeah, 100%, just trying to stay active and stay in shape and stuff for the spring.
So what was that like? So you went to Coppin State University for your first year in college. Can you tell us what that process was like to choose to go down the baseball route over, your other routes of football and track and whatnot?
Yeah. So in high school, I was actually more of a football player all my life, actually. Growing up, I come from a football family. My dad was a football player. My younger brothers are football players. Everyone's a football player. So it was definitely difficult. In high school, I would say the biggest thing is, I knew I wasn't going to be 6 foot, 6'5", I wasn't going to be a big guy. So, limiting that and just kind of seeing where I can go with the baseball route and seeing, I think I had bigger plans. I have a brighter future, for baseball and stuff. So
right.
I knew it was my destiny, to be honest. It was just something.
Destiny.
Yeah, I was just happy, and I knew it was the right choice, for me and stuff.
Even though you played so much more football?
Yeah, so, just to get into that, I didn't decide I was going to play baseball until my senior year of college. Mm-hmm. And it messed up recruitment for me for both baseball and football.
Okay.
During baseball season, it was time to get recruited for football. I missed all those visits and stuff like that. And vice versa, when it was football season, I couldn't go do any of the baseball stuff. I couldn't go in the summer, to go to those camps. I couldn't go meet the coaches and stuff like that. Yeah. So it actually affected my recruitment so much until senior year, where I transferred to Iona Prep. And, I was just I want to play baseball in college. And it's ultimately what I did. So.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I remember when I was high school, all I ever wanted to do was to play baseball. And every single year I found an excuse not to try out. Like I remember my first year I was just so scared because I was like, oh my God, everybody's better than me. Sophomore year I ended up doing track, which was the same season as baseball, so I didn't do that. Junior year, still I was just scared. I was like, okay, I'm already real old and the people that were freshmen still playing are even better. And I remember seniors when I tried out, loved it, but then I didn't get picked.
I mean, listen, it's tough. Being an athlete anywhere is just, it's difficult. Like there's a lot. Like you really don't have time for anything. So it's not for everybody to say.
We've definitely had our fair share of athletes on here who kind of have mentioned that workload balance of, you know, going from studying in class, then you got your practices, then you got games, and you're just like constantly traveling. For you though, you were only at Coppin State for a year, and then you transferred to Iowa, and then now you're at VCU. What's all this like traveling been like for you, and how have you been able to kind of establish your like identity, I guess, within each of those schools?
Yeah, so I mean, Coppin was definitely different for me. Every year was a different task, a different challenge, but it's also been great that, you know, I did, and I learned from every single one of them because, you know, I've gained stuff from each school that I've transitioned to my next school, and honestly helped me get to where I'm at now, which is VCU. And it just helped me pick where I wanted to go in the whole recruitment process. So like going from Coppin, you know, it was in a city, it was in Baltimore, wasn't the greatest area, you know, going from that and then going from a completely different, like the complete opposite into Iowa, going into absolutely nothing. I mean, like cornfields as soon as you get off the airport. Like,
oh my God.
It was just completely different.
Culture shock.
Definitely culture shock, you know, and it's just like you're meeting different types of people. You're learning different types of areas and stuff like that. You're away from home, and then just little stuff like the food you eat. Like I know me, like I love my food. So it's like, you know, when I go away, it's just like you miss your family, you know, you miss your home, you know, it's just things you just don't have the norm, like the normalcy that you get, you know, being home and stuff. Exactly. And it's just like, you know, you're in a different culture and stuff, but it's just made me a better person, to be honest. Like I feel like I can go anywhere and I feel comfortable in any situation. So.
I felt that honestly. Like it really opens your eyes a lot when you leave your town. That's why a lot of people always say that you should leave your hometown and like move out, because you don't know really what's out there because you're so comfortable and relaxed and where you've been raised. And like yourself, you usually always hear the stories of like, oh, I live in the Midwest and I want to go to the city. Right. But you never hear it. The opposite. You know, because we've had it all. You know, exactly. We've had it all. Yeah. And now we got it taken away.
That's what I'm saying. And like going from a super huge city in New York and then going to Iowa is like, it's tough.
It's tough?
Yeah, it's tough.
What was the hardest thing about it?
That's a good question. I think just me, I'm an outgoing person. I like to have fun. I like to meet people and stuff like that. And it was a very dry area. I think the closest city we had was maybe an hour away. And, you know, with the schedules and stuff like that, you just couldn't explore. You can't go see people in just a small southern city, like, you know, southern Iowa city.
You feel like confined, basically.
Yeah, like it's just, you know, I think that's definitely the toughest part. But I mean, obviously, you know, being away from my family, I'm a big family guy, so that's always the hardest part, of course.
And getting into that, like, well, I've obviously known you since you were a little kid.
Yeah.
And how would you say, like, I remember I used to see you be outside with your brothers and your dad. How big would you say that kind of influence in sports and being with your family kind of like has led you down where you are now in your aspirations to eventually go pro?
Yeah, I mean, I give everything to my parents, you know, my brothers, my family, and just in a whole, because, you know, they help me through everything. Like, they make every situation easier. We were actually just talking about it I was talking about it with my mom. Like, she was speaking about how, like, you know, we never see the challenges of parents and stuff like that, what they do for us.
Yeah.
You know, everything's behind the scenes, you know, everything is just,
that's true.
It's locked up from us as kids, you know, and you just kind of live life. You enjoy life. Like Jesse said, like, me and Jesse would be outside all day from morning to nighttime.
It'd be like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Exactly.
Football
and like
shooting hoops.
And my dad would come from work and come join us and stuff like that. And just, you know, having that father figure in my life where he's my best friend, you know, I come there for everything. It's influenced me the most in life, you know, it allowed me to be who I am today. So
that's beautiful. And I know another thing like you talked about in your bio was about specifically with your family, like you said earlier too, how your siblings also played a lot of sports. Your father played sports as well. You mentioned that he's also a detective officer. Was
Yeah.
it right? To be yeah. He was like-
Homicide detective.
yeah. Say it again.
He's a homicide detective.
Homicide. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. And then your mother's a teacher.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, like, how, like, with all that, like, you could say there's like a lot of competitiveness, no? With that as well. Like,
Yeah.
how is that like kind of helped you, or how that dynamic flowed with you and your family, like, and maybe even translate like into the playing of your sports?
That's a good question. I mean, I think that started from being a young kid, to be honest. You know, like my dad would throw us anywhere and it was like, go fend for yourself, go defend yourself, you know, go do this. But it was also like he was cheering me on, being, you know, so that competitive nature, you know, it really comes from him. Obviously being an inner city and the Bronx kid, you know,
of course,
it comes out of us eventually. But I think just him throwing us out there and just being like, you know, like, go do this, like compete with yourself, like just be the best person you can be that day. And just, I think that's, you know, the biggest thing. So
Besides your family, was there ever like a moment where you kind of just like either lean towards them or you lean towards something else to kind of like look for, this is the reason why I'm going to keep going, whether that was like a mental struggle you went to or maybe like you didn't have a good season in college? What was that experience like for you?
yeah, I mean, college it's been tough for me, you know, it's super tough. Like I mentioned before, like traveling, I hate traveling. It's not something I like. So
Okay.
So going from that's already, you know, step one is difficult. And then, you know, the culture is another thing. And then, you know, then it's baseball and then it's schoolwork on top of that. And like, you don't really think about it until you get there, you know, having to manage all these different things and then having a social life and having, you know, wanting to spend time with your friends or, you know, just wanting to be, you know, a kid per se. Like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, going from all that stuff, I would say like, it was just a tough time, you know, with everything, not even just baseball, but what's inspired, like what's motivated me. I mean, I had a horrible season. Like I didn't have a great season last year, you know, so I was in a tough situation in the spring. And, you know, I actually spoke to my dad and I was having conversations. I was like, I wouldn't say I was, you know, kind of, I was down on myself per se. Like I was just, you know, like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to get this back up? Like, obviously I need to get back to the level I was just at. Like, what am I going to do basically? And, one of my coaches said something and it stuck with me, you know, that I won't necessarily share it. And it just kept me going. Like, it was just something that he said to me and I was just like, nah, like.
It kind of let that fire back
Yeah,
in?
it brought the fire back into me. I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. And then the summer came and it happens for a reason that, you know, now I'm at VCU and I love it there. And, you know.
Let me ask you too, because like, one thing I'm always curious about with particular athletes and like when they go through, like you say, like they have a bad season or go through slumps. Like, why do you think that is? Like, why is it that you feel, maybe like just you personally, like why you think like you go into these slumps and you have these bad outings or bad weeks or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, athletes are, you know, it's human. Everyone's human. Like
That's true.
the same way you guys may wake up or something like that and just have a bad day.
Yeah.
It's the same way. Like, and having a bad day can lead into a bad week. Having a bad week can lead to a bad month. And then, you know, it just kind of spirals. It just kind of keeps going. Like, the dominoes keep falling. So it's just like, you know, I think athletes get into their own headspace, and I think they don't necessarily lose it physically, but lose it mentally. Like,
I get it.
You know, just kind of like, oh, damn, this is not going good. So now it's like you try to do something even harder, and then that's messing up now. So it's like, you know, I think for athletes, just staying level-headed is the most important thing, but losing that headspace is where eventually they can go into those slumps and just being hard on themselves. And, you know, I think it's all mentally. I think once you're at the collegiate level, like whether it's, you know, D1, D2, D3, NAI, anything, you're a good athlete. Like, you know what I mean? You got to that point.
Right.
That's true.
So everyone's good physically, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the mental part. Like, how are you going to do it? How are you going to wake up every day? How are you going to go to school? Then go straight from school to practice, or vice versa, practice to school and be the, you know, the best student, be the best athlete and stuff like that. And I think the capacity of that can just get to everybody and stuff.
So it's funny you mentioned the mental aspect, because I think that I just want the viewers to like focus in on that. The key with, you know, mental capacity is that there are a lot of times where sometimes the pressure just gets to people. Like you mentioned, athletes are just as human as doctors, lawyers, students, you name it. And it's, you know, when you're a student, you go through a lot of academic stress. But having to balance that with playing on almost a professional level of like collegiate experience, whether it's baseball, basketball, whatever kind of sport you're playing, that's really a lot to juggle. I remember my former roommate, he's in the G League now, playing basketball, and he told me that playing at Columbia D1 basketball was more of a challenge than it is to go to the G League. And I asked him, why is that? Because you're playing pro basketball, and you would think that pro basketball is obviously much more competitive and much harder than it is in D1. And he said, well, the difference is I'm not a student, and I don't have to worry about schoolwork and going to class and all the discipline that comes with it. I just have to focus on basketball.
Right.
And I think that that's, like you mentioned with baseball, that mental capacity of like to perform in both levels at a high rate, that it gets to a lot of people.
100%.
And, you know, unfortunately there are statistics where there are people who they quit. They break and they retire and they don't play after their division one experience is done. They're done.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it's essentially like a lottery if you look at it. Like the percentage of people that actually not only just play sports in college and then play after the fact, and then those who actually make it to the majors, or not even just majors, the minors, to then go to like the percentage is so minuscule.
It's lower, Keep getting lower.
So like we're talking about the people that you see on TV playing sports, right? Like we're talking about legitimately the cream, like the top of the top, right? The creme de la creme or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like for you to get to that point, like you've had to legitimately like step over so many other people so that, and not to say it in a negative way, but rather just getting to that rank to say that you're at that stature now.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's just tough. Like it's funny that you say it. Like people always tell you as a kid, like they tell you, like I remember hearing as a kid, oh yeah, you know, you're gonna have to sacrifice a lot of things. You're gonna have to sacrifice people. You're gonna have to sacrifice things you like.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like you kind of brush it off as a kid. You don't think of it until it gets to the point where like you're in a situation now and it's like, oh yeah, damn, like they were right. Like, you know, you look back on it and it's like I did, like I lost friends, like I lost best friends, you know, and like it sounds corny, but it's so true. It's like you lose friends in the way and it hurts you in a sense, but it's like you gotta keep going. Like at the end of the day, as selfish as it sounds, you gotta be your biggest supporter, and like anyone who's not on, you know, the same wavelength or the same path as you, you gotta cut them off. And like I said, it sounds corny, but it's so true. Yeah. So
I've always looked at it like you have to learn to be selfish before you can be selfless. Right. Because I mean, I think we can all agree, we as men, we have to earn our keep. We have to prove our worth, right?
100%.
And the only way to do that is to just work. and essentially fight for who we say we are. And once we are, that's when everybody gives you the flowers and the praise. Exactly. That they don't see the work and the people that you have to cut off and step over, as we said, so that you can get to that point.
Exactly. No, I mean, even for you guys, like everything is work. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
You guys doing this stuff, like, you know, it's work for you guys. You know, you have competitors and stuff like that.
There's you guys have scenes,
exactly. You guys have things that you guys have to do behind the scenes to promote your best work. You know what I'm saying? And be the best version of yourselves while you guys are doing this. So it's like, it's all a process. Like, you know, it's all like what you need to do for yourself to be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's excellent that you guys bring that up because I know you know this story, but like, for instance, at least from a student perspective, going to like a top performing school like Columbia, I remember I kind of had a similar story in the sense that I went through an academic failure, and it's like my second semester didn't do really well. And I was like on that verge of like, you're like, you know, you're talented, you know, your worth, you know, you're smart. Right. And you're like, you know, to get to that point is already a blessing. And it's like, you've worked so hard, why give up now? And that's like the spark all you need is like once you have that one little failure that like, okay, I didn't do too well. Now the comeback is what people don't see. Because remember, the congratulations are always going to be more than the support, right? So look around you right now, right? We're in a small room right now. It's just us. But in reality, no, I mean, yes. And also to our viewers watching. But like in reality, right? Until you're, you know, that multimillionaire in the MLB and you're making all these millions of dollars and everyone's like, oh, congratulations, you're there. Everyone's going to be wanting to support you now because they're like, because you're already there. But the process to get there, the congratulations are minuscule and it's a support's minuscule. Everyone's just waiting for you to get there. Right. So it's just adding that stress. I remember for me, it was like you mentioned, you kind of have to block out all that noise. And it's like, it's just tunnel vision at that point. You just lock in, you just close the doors and get down to work, pen and paper, and you try to find a way. And whether that's trying to reset and trying to like take a new plan and find a new way, that's all I had to do. And now, you know, thankfully I graduated and here I am. But
Columbia too. That's
yeah. I mean, I can't say that.
hey, it's impressive. Like Columbia is crazy. It's like,
yeah, no, I mean, I could tell I could tell you stories of, and Luis, my producer in the background, he can also attest to this too. But like, there are days where you would be just in the library until like 3, 4, 5 a.m. and sometimes not even make it out. You could be 8 a.m. and it's bright sunny outside. People will see you in different clothes and think you got sleep. In reality, you just went home to take a shower and go to class because you didn't have a chance to close your eyes. But
Columbia, that's different.
But that's the thing.
Different vibes.
People will question that and say, why do you do that? It's like, well, to get to where I want to go, you don't need to understand me.
Right.
And I think that's the key. For instance, what I admire about when I've known you for a while, but I didn't know the whole story of like you transferring everything. And it's like seeing that you were able to continue to push through. Like there are people who transfer 2 times and they'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. And to see that you continue to push forward just kind of shows the resilience.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a process. Like, it's just, you know, it's things you have to go through. Like, in high school, you know, football, baseball, it was like everything was great. You know, I had all the recognition and stuff like that. I had offers. I had football offers. I had baseball offers. And it was like, it was easy, you know, and like, you get to college and it's like, oh, damn, I face another challenge, you know, and then it's like, damn, I had another challenge. Like, how do you keep overcoming these challenges? And, you know, like you said, like, you don't need to know why or like why you do it. It's just like, you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting up every day. Like you said, you were getting up every day. You know, you're going to continue to face challenges. It's going to be different challenges. And it's like, are you going to quit?
You're going to quit?
You may not understand why I go on a run at 2 a.m. down from Columbia University to the World Trade Center. You may not understand that, but
you don't have to. Like,
exactly.
It's just like, you know,
like that's the path I chose. That's the path I'm taking.
Exactly.
Like, that's what we're going to keep on pushing.
The path of most resistance is the one that will mold you and get to where you want to go. It's never about if you choose the easy path. It's always you try to take shortcuts. You're not going to get to where you want to go.
100%.
You have to take the hard route always.
I mean, like, nobody sees the late nights. Nobody sees the early mornings and stuff like that. So
right, because Ethan, let me ask you this, right? Like, look at the statistics, right? There's about 20 rounds in the draft, in the MLB draft, right? And from that, right, maybe only about less than 10%, I don't know what the numbers are, will actually make it past AAA. And that's a small number. And that's like hundreds of players going into the draft every year. And, you know, one could say, okay, look at these statistics. I'm scared. Right? Same thing with medical school admissions. People are like, oh, this new study came out. Only 42% of people that applied last cycle got an acceptance. Does that mean the 58% that didn't get in all of a sudden are not going to be doctors? Absolutely not. Because there's other cycles and there's other ways you got to keep moving forward.
Right.
And
no, you're 100% right. I mean,
you can never let the statistics get to you.
Literally, it's like people are always going to say something like, there's statistics, everything, like for everything. It's just like, you know, they make a
especially baseball.
Exactly. It's like the metrics and stuff like that. Like they're just going to continue, and it's only going to get worse with technology. So, I mean, like, you got to say, forget the statistics and forget, like, the percentages or whatever. Like that.
Right. No, 100%.
Nah, go do your thing. Like,
just go for it.
Exactly. Like, be yourself. Like, do what you want to do. At the end of the day, like, everyone says, like, if you really think you can do it, you'll do it. And it's so true. Like, people are going to say you can't do it. People are going to say this person can't do it. And it's like, like I said, this all sounds so corny, but it's just like, it's so true when you really think about it. It's like, how many times can you think of something that you really love or enjoy and somebody was like, you know, hating or just speaking down on you for it and just like, oh, nah, he can't do it. Or like, nah, like, you can't tell me that. Like, nah, just keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do what you have to do to get to where you need to go to.
Now, let me ask you, like, honestly, with all the optimism and the positivity that you have, right, to push yourself, like, how often do you genuinely believe, like, oh, okay, this is the day I'm gonna quit? How often do you genuinely think about that?
I mean, now the state I'm in, like, I'm good now. Like, I understand that there's, like, you know, there's obstacles and stuff like that. I mean, it helps that I have a very good surrounds. Like, you don't know my dad or anything, like my mom, but it's just like when you have that support system, it makes it super easy. Like, it makes it like really easy to keep going and stuff like that, because it's like
100%.
you're not even doing it for yourself anymore. It's like, it's like I can't let my brothers down. It's like, I can't let my family down. Like,
Be a role model and you repay it back to them.
exactly. It's like, I see what my dad does. I see what my mom does. Like, I'm gonna quit. Like, like, because I didn't get a hit today, I'm gonna start throwing stuff. I'm gonna be mad. Like, no. Like, there's people that go through way more, like, have different challenges that, like, and I'm playing baseball. It's like really like,
like when you look at it in hindsight, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, we're all blessed. So it's like, like it could be a lot worse. And like,
true.
You got to appreciate everything for the way it is. Exactly. Like, yeah. So it's like, exactly. Right. That's a great way to put it.
Right.
So it's like, you just got to appreciate what you have and understand that, like, there's people doing so much more and saying so much less. And, take that for what it is. But it means so much. Like, it means just so much. Like, action speaks so much louder than words. And it's just true.
And it's in the foundation of having a family also, like you mentioned, makes things easier. The support system is a different story, but like, even like you mentioned, it's the small wins that add up, right? Like, think about all the work our parents do. Like, we always shout out all the moms, dads watching this as always. Without you guys,
shout out dad.
Without you guys, this is not possible.
I'm on TV.
We go be viral, right? Right, but like you mentioned, driving you to practice, going to your games, supporting you from when you were a kid, and then even when you're grown, and those phone calls. How many times? Sometimes it's like you're like a nervous wreck, and you have to call mom or dad. It's like 1 a.m, and they pick up the phone for you. Like, those phone calls are like they're life changing. They really are, because 100%. They redirect your focus to where it needs to be.
Absolutely. No, I mean, there's nothing better than your mom and stuff like that. And when you're like, for example, 3 weeks ago I was super sick, and like nobody knows what to do better than my mom. She's like, "Nah, take this." And then you go to bed and you wake up, you're like, "Oh damn, like this Vicks on my chest just worked." Like,
right, it's crazy. So it's like, I would have thought some smelling salts.
Something like
it's gonna work.
Like,
just rub it all over your body, take a shower.
Exactly, something.
Eat it in your soup, and you'll be fine. Eat it in your soup, and you'll be fine.
She's like, "Oh yeah, whatever," and I do, and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
We call that menthol, right?
Yeah, that's how you say it in English.
Yeah,
that's how you. That's
Vicks in English.
That's literally the name of it.
Vicks, yeah.
That's the name of the bottle.
I always forget the brand name.
Yeah, Vicks or Vapor Rub is
Vapor Rub. Yeah.
Depending on which one you get. It depends on what pharmacy you go to. They'll have the version.
That Vicks does wonders. By the way,
it does wonders. It really does.
You ever put in like your nose, your nostrils, and stuff? Like, you can't breathe.
Bro, I literally will drown myself in it.
It's crazy. Like, like when you're younger and stuff like that, and your grandma's like, "Oh, one of the Vicks, like put the Vicks on, whatever," and stuff like that. And you're like, "All right," like. They just start flooding Vicks all over you. Just
bro,
they put it on your forehead. Yeah, headache's gone away.
My grandmother would bathe me in it, legitimately, like chest and back, bro, like face coloring. And if it wasn't enough, she had like a liquid version.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, listen,
like a liquid version, bro.
If you guys are listening right now, Vicks gives you superpowers in the Spanish community, bro.
Yes, it does.
It's crazy what they say Vicks does.
Vicks, come sponsor us.
Call me Vicks if you're watching.
No, it really is. It's true. It has mysterious powers that no one can explain but the grandma, and she don't be telling you the secret. She just don't listen.
Oh my gosh.
You good tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
Like, go to school tomorrow, you'll be fine.
So, as your viewers know, Rafael and I are both Dominican, but I also have a Puerto Rican side. And Ethan, how much, go on the topic of Spanish heritage, how much does your Puerto Rican heritage kind of show when you're kind of like going to play and when you carry that with you?
Man, like, it's funny you say that, bro. Like, I had a coach in Iowa. To make an example of it, like, he hated the way, like, Spanish, obviously there's a stereotype.
Yeah.
There's this huge stereotype, and, like, it's normal. It's okay. And, like, for me, it's like, how do you break that stereotype? Obviously, I'm a Spanish kid, like, I wear the earrings. I like to have the swag. Like, I have,
You like to show off. You like to show your personality.
Not just show off, but it's just, it's a part of who I am. Like, it's, the way I play baseball. Like, and it's not even like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be this way or like trying to do something. It's just how it comes off me. Like, and it can mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
But like
to them,
it's like, it's like, oh damn, like it's a stereotype.
I see.
So like, he hated it. He absolutely hated it. But he recruited nothing but like, like just Spanish kids and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, you know who's gonna give
from
him the
Puerto
money?
Rico, from Dominican Republic, we had.
He know where the best baseball players are.
Exactly. So it's like, and like he would try to break it, and like guys are just themselves, like, and they're way worse than I am. Like I got the New York and stuff like that. Like I am Puerto Rican and stuff, but you bring a kid from Dominican Republic and you try to tell him, you can't wear something, and he's like what? I was just hitting with a stick, and you tell me I can't wear this now. It's like it's like. So I mean, it does play a big role, like Spanish culture and stuff like that. It's just way different, and you don't see it until you go into different cultures, and it's like, how like they may view it. It's so much different from what is normal to us, and like vice versa. Like something we see or like something like is different for us, it's normal to them. So it's like it's the happy medium of just like like being able to adjust. You understand what I'm saying? So it's
right. Okay. So like you would say like you have to adapt more towards them, or they kind of like trying to molded you into what they wanted. Would you say?
Loaded question.
It's a tough question because like you think about it, and I think about last season, and it's like me like not being able to be myself or something. Like you think like could have had effect, like could have like bothered something or something. Yeah. And it's like nah, it's not the case. It's on me at the end of the day, but it's like, maybe this, maybe that. And like, you don't really ever like fully adjust to it. You understand how to, be yourself while also being respectful, while also being, the good person that you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to respect them just as much as you want them to respect you. Okay. And like being yourself and, following what they want is just, like I said, it's a happy medium. And then there's an understanding from both sides, like, from the player, like the player aspect of it, like they gotta respect, obviously whatever they want. Of course, and you're going to do
coaches and everything.
Exactly. Absolutely. So it's like I mean, it's really just up to the coaches and what they want and stuff like that. I mean, that's a great question though.
Because I think about I mentioned this in previous episodes before, but when I was at Columbia as a student, you ever feel like at times you try to kind of have that weight of like your flag on your back, right? Because it's like you mentioned, you're not just representing your family and your siblings, but you're mentioning your heritage. You're mentioning the people that they kind of have this stereotype, and you're trying to break that stigma. You're trying to show the positive side of your heritage. And there are times where Columbia would be the same thing, where I remember, I'll never forget this day. I was in the library studying, and I mentioned that my mom was an MD, and they were like, wait, your mom's Dominican? And I was like, yeah, why? Is that an issue? Is that a problem? They were like, oh, I thought Dominicans were just like cooks and like baseball players. And
that's crazy.
I was like, I had to blink twice. And I was
we're barbers too.
I was like,
I mean, yeah, come on, man. Come on.
I mean, that's cool. But like, just thinking like the whole idea is like, you're trying to break that stereotype. And right, I mean, I definitely had to tell him like, no, listen, like, there are many Dominicans that have gone on to do great things and in different fields of work. Same with Puerto Ricans and many other different Spanish heritages as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not one to like speak about race or like
exactly
cultures or anything.
Yeah,
like I hate that.
There's positive in everything.
Exactly.
And
like I've met like some of the smartest people. Like I've met like a ton of smart Spanish people. Mm-hmm. I've also met a lot of dumb Spanish people. So it's like, like
it's not like, to do with the race or
exactly. Like, like it's honestly from where you come from, like what's your morals in life? Like, like,
exactly.
Like,
and that's a big thing also, because it's like, I've always said this, where there's not a way where you're born inherently to hate, but rather you're taught that growing up, or you're surrounded by it. And if that's kind of what's your identity, right, then like, maybe you're not exposed to other sides of, other cultures, and, maybe that's not okay. Maybe that's just kind of like how it happened. But at the end of the day, there are people that go on to do great things. Right. And being able to be in a position where you break that stigma and you're like, oh, wow, like this person did this, like, yeah, and this has nothing to do with their culture, but rather, like you mentioned, their morals and the way they were raised and the people they're surrounded by. And they put that weight on their shoulders of saying, okay, this is my heritage as well. This is who I do it and represent it for.
Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta do it for me.
I mean, I'll tell you, I have a cousin of mine. She lives in North Carolina. Shout out to you. You already know who you are. But she lives in North Carolina, and area that she been basically raised all her life does not have a lot of Hispanics, and if they are, it's not Dominican, right? And I remember she always told me the story, and I always remember because I find it so funny. But basically, one day she was in high school, she was talking to a group of people, and they had asked her, like, you know, what is she, like, where she from, her nationality, ethnicity, whatnot. And she told them, oh, I'm Dominican, right?
Like,
right. But this girl didn't know that. She was like, so my cousin told the lady, she was like, oh, I'm Dominican. And the lady's response was, oh, that's cool. What part of Mexico is that?
Bro.
Yeah, so, and then she had to explain to her that, no, it's not a part of Mexico.
Yep.
And her response was that she said that she had just thought if you speak Spanish, you were instantly Mexican.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Right? And I've always found that funny because I always laugh at her about how, because again, here in the city is so diverse.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You would never,
anywhere,
you would only do that jokingly, you know? But out there,
that's a real thing, by the way.
But
it's a real thing.
That's what I'm saying. But out there, it's a regular thing, and still to this day, she talks about how like uncultured people are outside of places like this in rural areas that don't have so much diversity.
There's so much that we don't see.
It's crazy,
but that we also like, and like you take the good for the bad. But it's like there's so much like that we know that just like people who don't know, and like
that's also
it's
true.
It's like
and like we take for I don't want to say we take for granted, but we just don't know.
It's
the value, the value it is that we have,
you know, like,
of like going up and, you know, again, living in New York City or living close by, right? And being able to just like, you know, walk a couple blocks, you see a couple Dominicans, walk up another blocks, you see, you know, some Caribbeans, right? Like Trinidad or Jamaican or whatever. Walk up more, you see the whole Chinatown and Asian community and everything like that. Like this city and this state particularly, it's very diverse, right? And I think it's super important to know your culture and learn. And like Jesse was just saying, going back to just being appreciative of your pride and trying to allow yourself to not, I guess you could say like mute yourself too much.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if you, I mean, I'm no baseball player and I was never close to doing it. Right. But I just feel like,
the barber,
if I was in your shoes, right? No, barber, I would never be a barber. But best believe my barber is Dominican. But suffice it to
if you
say,
need a cut, just hit me up.
Yeah, exactly. I bet.
I cut hair.
I say less. But I know for sure. I feel like if I was there, bro, I feel like it'd be hard for me to like mute myself at least.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, like that comes into the culture part that I was talking about. Like going to Iowa is like they just see me and they like, you know, the way I speak.
Right.
It can come off a way and it's just like, no, I'm talking normal. Like, you know,
I'm from New York.
You got so much attitude on me right now. Like, nah, bro, this is regular me.
like I'm speaking like I'm actually like from the heart right now.
Right. Like I'm dead eyes.
Nah, yeah. I mean that speaks so much to it though. It's like exactly what you were saying. Like, you know, you being from New York, you know, it's just a way of life per se. It's like, you know, you're just being regular and then you go somewhere else and then like
you're taking it back.
Yeah, it's like something you don't think about is like, oh damn, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you guys don't know what I'm saying. Like, and it's like
they like to talk so much crap about New York, but at the end of the day, we run the entire country. We control the trends, we control the fashion.
I was just about to say the trends and stuff like that. Like
it goes through us.
We listen to 6ix9ine every day in the locker room, bro. Like, how do you do that? Like, you know what I mean?
That's OD, bro. That's OD. But like it's true though. Like we approve and disapprove whatever runs through this country, bro.
Oh my
Respectfully,
God.
bro. We are the best. We are the best, bro.
But I will say, like, New York gets so much slack for like, I guess like the whole idea that New Yorkers aren't nice, and I feel like that stereotype is just like simply not true in a way, because like there's so many times where you can go. And like, for instance, I know like in DR, like you go to your neighbor's house and they'll cook you food. And even then, like that culture is also brought into New York, where maybe you go to abuela's house or you go to your cousin's house, etc. And then your neighbor's like offering you food when you come home from school. And that it's because New York City is like the epicenter of all the diverse different cultures that could possibly exist. And
I say that all the time.
Everyone brings that there. So it's very welcoming, I would say.
That's exactly what I say. Like, I'm always like talking like I'm hyping up New York to the max.
Yeah, no. Like, everybody from here, and if you're from here, you hype it up
to the maximum.
But you let somebody else disrespect it. Like we all come in like in a pack.
Yeah,
Nah. What you talking about?
Like,
you're not from here. What you doing? Like what you doing?
Come here 1 week and it's gonna change your life, bro.
Right? Nah, not even. No, stay over there, bro. Because you don't deserve it. Respectfully.
No, my best friend from Iowa, he's not from Iowa, but who I met in Iowa.
Yeah.
So he goes to school now in New York and upstate New York and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he came to the city. That boy had a blast.
Oh yeah.
That boy had a blast.
That's fact.
He goes, yo, Ethan, like, remember how you told me this, that? I was like, yeah, tell me, like, say it. He's like, oh, that was fire, bro. That was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Yeah,
he
bro.
was like, yeah, this is tough.
This
Like,
is so funny.
Yeah, bro. It's the truth.
he's like, I gotta give me some Timbs now. Like,
Oh,
I gotta get some Timbs.
bro, stop.
Yankee brim and Tim's on.
That's crazy, bro. At least he got the Yankee hat.
Yeah, start
Listen,
walking around
listen to
spider
Yankee hat.
goose.
Yeah, spider cut. Nah, bro. You should have. I don't know why you have that sweater on, bro.
Because you got to always represent your team, even during the highs and the lows.
Don't look at me for that, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what you're doing, bro.
They all know that the real New York team is the New York Metropolitans. Come on.
He don't even believe that.
Fact. He, like legitimately, like any real Mets fan, they're really gonna believe that crap. Like it never has been, never will be,
I
never
mean,
was.
that's why Soto left the Yankees. He couldn't stand being in that toxic work culture.
Yeah, right.
Right.
1 week into it, he was like, damn.
Literally, bro. When we get to it, he was like, "Damn, I miss my captain." Let's talk about that.
Seeing Marvin's room in his room and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
D, bro. He was on his bro. He was hitting that hard bachata, bro. With the Brugal, bro. He was like, "Why am I here, bro? I should be in the Bronx."
Oh man, he was hitting with Romeo lyrics. And all that.
Facts, bro. He misses us. You know that.
No.
He's
I
even,
don't
bro.
think so.
The other day too, Aaron Judge. I remember he posted something, and once Soto had the audacity to like respond back to it, like he commented on his post.
Because why not?
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, that's my captain." He said.
That's what guys.
He didn't say my captain, but he screamed the captain, implying that that's still his captain.
This is not AI,
Not
right?
his
Right? No,
captain.
it wasn't.
The
It was
captain.
legit. It was
The
it was
captain.
legit. It was legit, bro.
The only captain.
He knows what's up, bro. He knows who who
Shout
runs
out,
New York.
shout out Aaron Judge, baby.
Facts. He's the GOAT. He's daddy,
Shout
bro.
out Aaron Judge, baby.
Shout out,
MVP, baby.
shout out Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor.
You see how quiet you guys were?
Lindor is Puerto Rican, so
Yeah, see?
it's a good man.
He's aight, bro.
Oh, right. Bro,
Lindor's a
gold
man.
glove. Come on.
I think Soto's a dog. I think Lindor's a man.
No, they're great. I mean, as players, of course.
As much as I'm a Yankees fan, I used to live right there from Yankees. I don't hate.
No,
the
of course,
Mets,
like
man.
you can like legitimately.
It's the Mets, like it's the little bro. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
little
bro.
It's crazy.
You
It's like, yo, relax.
Yeah, like relax.
So
bro.
let me ask y'all this: how did y'all feel when Mets fans were rooting for Toronto in the Yankee series against this past playoffs?
It's the little bro. It's like when you think of like your little cousin comes over and like you're playing a game or something.
Right.
He's like, oh, come on, let's go. But he's really talking to the other guy you're playing against. He's like, he wants you to lose, but it's like, it's still love. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's still
Exactly.
love. We gotta show love to our
Still
Yankee
love, bro.
fans, but
Little bro.
Nah, man. I mean, talk about the World Series. I mean, Jesus, bro, that World Series was tough though.
Toronto should have won. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Last game was crazy.
That series.
Nah,
was
my
something
man
else.
Yamamoto, he did some stuff that we're not gonna see for like another 50 years, bro.
Yeah, he was
on a different level.
He was different.
He was on a different level, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember,
almost blew
bro.
it. You should have blew it.
He should. What you mean?
Should have blew it. But
He wasn't gonna, bro. I
well-
remember saying before the game started. I remember telling my friends, I was like, bro, if Yamamoto gets put into the game, regardless of how he pitched yesterday, the day before, excuse me, they were gonna win. I said it from the get go, bro. I was like, bro, if he plays, they are going to win. Period.
Yeah.
Point blank. They're not, and exactly what happened, bro.
I hope we get one of the Japanese guys, bro. I hope we get like
Murakami.
Murakami. That
Nah,
was just
bro, I
what
want that
said.
picture, bro. That picture with the
Murakami.
nice straight hair, bro. He got some nice sleepy
Matter of
hair.
fact, I'll take them all. Give
Give me all, bro. Let's make a whole team of
Murakami.
Japs, bro.
So Murakami, you can play third.
OD, bro.
Tell
Like,
Cody Bellinger he can play left field for the New York Mets now.
Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. You want to be like us? Also, but
That's
it's so funny,
the thing.
though.
That's the thing. Yankee fans, they'll always complain, but then all their players always come to the Mets anyway. It's kind of remarkable how that works.
No, all you want is our people because you know
Yes.
we have the best ones.
No, not necessarily.
Literally, that's literally how it is.
Sorry, bro.
Just gotta pull the checkbook
day.
out. Done, signed.
Honestly, though, when the Mets had Harvey and
2015 was definitely
2015
heartbreak.
Syndergaard, it's like
That was heartbreaking.
That was fun.
I think I went to like maybe 14 games that year. It was the most amount of games I've ever been
really?
to.
14?
Yeah.
That was a good year for the Mets.
I remember rooting for them the whole time.
Cespedes on that team?
Yep.
Cespedes was on that team.
He was the reason we traded for him at the deadline. He was the reason we made it to the playoffs.
I remember with Murphy.
Cespedes Granderson.
Daniel Murphy, is it?
Was he on the team? Nah.
Yeah,
Curtis Granderson.
Curtis Granderson was on
Daniel
that
Murphy.
team.
He was on that team
David
that
Wright.
went to the World Series?
Yeah.
Granderson?
Curtis Granderson, yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember meeting him. I got his autograph during one of those games in 2015.
That team was
cool.
That
Michael
team was
Conforto,
insane.
too.
Like Conforto was on the team, right?
He was young.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now he's trash on the Dodgers.
we used to have Bartolo Colon. Shout out him, yo. That home run.
Oh, yeah, no, he's the GOAT. Respectfully. Bartolo is the GOAT, bro.
Man.
Bartolo's the GOAT.
Bartolo, that's some funny thing.
# bring back the Expos.
The Expos?
Yeah, they should bring him back.
Think so?
Hell yeah.
Nah.
I think they should bring another team to Canada, though. Maybe
Montreal. Why not Montreal?
I'm not saying it should not, but I'm just saying in general. If it can't be
Canada?
Montreal,
Or maybe Vancouver.
I think another team.
You know
would be
what's
cool.
crazy? Like, you would think, like, me being from Virginia and stuff like that, it's actually, like, or not me going to school in Virginia.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who just love baseball and stuff like that, and there's no team out there. It's like, you would think there's this baseball team in either, like, North Carolina, South Carolina, or just, like, Virginia.
You would have considered the Nationals as like the Virginia team?
That's
I mean,
DC,
like,
though.
it's DC. It's just.
I mean, I know, but DC's not anything.
Well-
but like it's in between like Maryland and Virginia. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, being
I mean, yes.
being up in Monroe, though, we're only about maybe 25, 30 minutes away from the Hudson Valley Renegades, the AA affiliate of the Yankees. That's, I mean, single A. But like, I mean, we still got something up here. Not to say that we don't.
Nobody give a damn about minor league, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Hey,
if it's around, okay, sure. When you bored, you go watch. But like, nobody talking about that, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Nah, you were talking about the protein.
Let's keep it about.
But
Like,
nah,
okay,
that's-
school neat.
I went to a Renegades game this summer. It was actually pretty fun.
No, I would.
first time.
It's alright though. You know, if I'm in the minor leagues and stuff like that, so you guys can come watch.
Oh no, if you there, I'll go. Like I was saying, that's what I'm saying. Like it's it's good to know for a good time, but
Yeah,
like
nah, I'm just playing.
you know what I'm saying. Like you're not rooting for. Let's go Renegades. That's my team. No one cares about the Renegades. Talk to me when you go to the majors, bro. Like for real.
You don't be keeping tabs of like
I'll do
your
that.
teams. Because I keep tabs for Brooklyn Cyclones, the Port St. Lucie Mets, the Syracuse Mets, the Binghamton Ponies.
Bro, ponies?
That was so serious. That's their name.
Bro, like why do I care, bro? Tell me when you're good enough to go to the majors. Give me a ring. Do you care about when the minor leagues win the championship?
Hell yeah. You gotta support your team, man. Same thing when you go to watch the G League and you go to Westchester.
Who
Knicks.
watches the G League?
You go watch the Westchester Knicks?
Yeah.
That's
I went to
disgusting.
one of their teams. How's that disgusting?
I can see Jesse there in the front row.
Let's go Westchester. Like what? Get out of here, bro.
Tyler Cole go for 40. Bro.
Exactly, because you get to, at least with the G League, you get to see the guys that are on the current roster in the NBA. They're on two ways.
Nah, man.
Nah, but if they're on a two-way, it's for a reason. They're probably not that good.
You know what? Actually, can we talk about the Knicks, bro?
Yeah,
Let's talk about the Knicks, Jesse. What's going on, bro?
I don't know. They need.
What's their record right now? I heard they started great and they started bad. And
It's
Anthony
called.
Towns is Anthony Towns.
It's called. That's what happens when you don't have defense anymore. I don't think we should have fired Tibbs. I think that was a mistake.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you tell him to use the bench.
I think come playoff time, I think it's gonna work in our benefit, bro.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean,
Mike Brown hasn't won though.
Yeah, but
no, but
I
would
mean,
say
neither Tibbs.
I feel like, I'm not one that like keeps up too much with NBA anymore as much as I used to. And I've never been a super fanatic. I've always been baseball for life. But I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to basketball, it's like, just talk to me when it's at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
Nah, I know exactly what you mean.
you know, and it's like, you can see the same thing for almost every sport, right?
Baseball's
baseball,
162
football, not
games.
really. I mean,
Maybe
football's
football,
weekly.
but I'm not super
It's just the amount of games. Like,
yeah, exactly.
like you're like, oh yeah, you missed the Yankees.
Our
game or something. You're like,
Giants are
alright,
2
like,
and
I'll
10.
watch that. I'll watch it tomorrow.
But it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like you have to understand. It's like there's so many games that they do play. You're gonna go through slumps. You know?
Yeah, exactly,
Like the Dodgers won the World Series, but go through the schedule. And they probably had like a 4-game losing streak,
100%.
and everybody was talking about like how crap they are. They're not gonna do anything.
No, you're 100%
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
No,
but nobody remembers because they got the ring now,
They got the-
right?
exactly,
You know what I'm saying? And
That's the thing about the Knicks. Like, I think, you know, you made a good point. Like, nobody, like, everyone was talking about, oh, they started out great and stuff like
Exactly,
that.
that's
And then
all I
they
was
had,
hearing.
what they going, like a 3-4 game losing streak when they lost?
Yeah, it was like 5.
It was like was the Heat, right?
Chicago.
It was the Heat, Chicago, when they lost to Chicago. That's right. Yeah,
Orlando
right.
and most recently.
They got clapped by OKC, but everybody getting clapped by OKC.
yeah, OKC.
So, yeah.
OKC's div.
Nah, they're really different, bro. Honestly, they like a little too much. I mean, like that's OD. But like,
they might
but yeah.
win again, to be honest.
But like I haven't watched a single game yet. A single NBA game yet. And like it's just like
there's too much offense, not enough defense. That's the issue with the Knicks.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You cannot play a game of basketball just expecting that you're going to outscore your opponent. I mean, you also need to stop your opponent from scoring too.
Yeah. No, I mean,
do you think they would trade Carl?
No, I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't want them to
I
trade
think
him.
Carlton, like,
He needs to stay, and I think you build around him. Because
I think Kaz, man. Like,
I think so too.
Before we made that trade for him, I used to say all the time, you know, like we need cat, like some like a superstar like that.
Yeah, we do.
Because sometimes, you know, it's even going throwing it back to baseball, like most recently with the Brandon Nimmo trade. Sometimes like you have to. A lot of Knicks fans were a little bit disappointed when Randall left, or like DiVincenzo, and it's like sometimes you need a change of culture. Remember, these professional basketball and major and baseball leagues, like it's all a business at the end of the day. Everything is they view these players as tangible contracts that they can move, and so at the end of the day, it's like a team needs to build their best pieces to win. Now, yes, us fans, we get attached to our hometown players. I mean, like you guys are very much attached to Aaron Judge. The Mets fans are very much attached to Francisco Lindor. And I think that if either of those organizations were to trade either of those players, I think there'd be a lot of backlash from the fans, regardless of who you get in return. And the same goes with a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. Like, we just traded for him. Why not run it back again?
Right now.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, everyone's got to chill.
But like, if you go 4 years with the same guys, then you understand why you change
I don't
culture.
think we're impatient. I just think like we haven't. I mean, again,
we are impatient.
I'm not super with the basketball, but I just know enough to know like we were trash for a good amount of time, and this is and
we've been a playoff team,
and we've been good for a shorter amount of time
since 2021.
Since then, so it's like
2020.
I would say 21. I would say 20. I say like after. I would say after COVID when we start like really ramping up.
Well, because we made it to the playoffs the first time.
RJ Barrett started up with obviously Julius Randle. I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that kind of like started the fire.
And then we signed. I'll never forget the backlash of like when the Knicks signed Jalen Brunson to that contract, and everyone's like, now that's a steal. But at the time, everyone was like, "You guys decided to go for Jalen Brunson over Kyrie Irving, over Kevin Durant. You got to trust the vision sometimes."
All I can say is listen, the day that the Knicks win, bro,
the city's
Times Square is not gonna be the same.
The city will
Herald
flip
Square ain't gonna look the same.
Did you guys see how you saw how it was during like the spring, during the playoffs with Indiana?
I'm saying like the fact that we did what we did when we won like those 2 rounds,
Boston and Indiana.
I mean, like it was well deserved for the hype, beating Boston and going off to beating Detroit and everything. But like, bro, if we even just got to the finals, bro, this whole country, this whole state would go upside down. But we would actually fall, like we would actually sink. Like the city is sinking, but like the amount of craziness that will happen, they'll find a way to drop the city down.
Have you guys ever been when it like they win and they're just chilling like outside? Like
I was actually down at, I believe it was game 6 against Boston, and this is the game that the Knicks won to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I remember I went down to the Garden. I was with a few guys from Columbia. We had just graduated like early in the day, and I'm sorry, no, this is a month before. So, but like we went down there to go watch, and I remember just seeing all these people. It's packed, crowded. Everybody's wearing Knicks gear. And I'm like, wow, the whole city right now is rooting for this team. And once they won outside, I just remember seeing a dude climbing billboards, people doing backflips. So, like you saw like the people in Spider-Man costumes, like drinking Hennessy. Like it was like something that you would not. Yes, like do you ever see like those videos on Side Talk NYC's Instagram? That sounds about right about like what happened when the Knicks won.
And then like half of it. They're not even half of it.
I was also I was actually at the Garden. I went to the Garden to watch the watch party when they were in Indiana, and we lost. It was Game 7 in Indiana, and that was just no. This now, like most recent, the last
they
game
just won against them.
Conference final. Yeah, the last game we lost right before Indiana advanced to play OKC.
Okay.
I was at the Garden to watch at the watch party, and I just remember getting out of the Garden. And it was just, you could feel the depression in the air.
Yeah.
You could feel the gloom, like literally like Gotham taking over New York City overnight. Like you could just feel it being like dark, dry.
Man,
like
it was
everyone was
crazy,
sad.
like, after that game that they lost, where Tyrese Halliburton obviously did the whole choke thing, I was like, "Yo, there's no way we're."
That was the luckiest bounce of all time.
I've never witnessed. Like,
that was a crazy.
I just like
that was actually.
I remember. I would never forget that day. Like I remember when, like that must have been how they felt when Reggie like.
You know what the worst? But you know what the worst part?
About, like,
yes, but you know what the worst part about all the Tyrese Halliburton shot is that Reggie Miller was the one calling that shot too. Like, imagine having him being the announcer and you have to watch that.
Bro, everything comes back. Bro.
Everything does come back.
That's crazy,
bro. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny how the world works. It's funny how sports work. But I mean, geez, bro. At the end of the day, bro, we just gotta keep on pushing, bro.
Facts.
And hopefully, we can see in this lifetime that the Knicks win. And I'll be there, and I'll be in that crowd, bro, blowing stuff up, bro. Because like,
oh my God.
I need this city to like just crash down, bro.
Oh,
I want a whole like martial law, bro, on how crazy we go, bro. Because that's how I feel like it's gonna be.
People were saying that they gotta call the National Guard next time.
No. Like I want it. I want it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
They might. They should actually.
Oh my God.
All right, bro. Wild.
But without further ado, I think this is all the time we have. Ethan, time does fly when you're having fun. I mean, I remember it's just yesterday we were throwing a football and shooting basketball hoops outside, and now you're off to almost graduating soon.
Yeah,
a year away from graduating. So best of luck with you with the rest of the season.
Yeah, no. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast. I really enjoyed this. It was good. Like
it was fun. Yeah.
Nice little conversation and stuff. So
appreciate
you guys, man.
No, of course, bro.
Yeah, and Rafael, as always, this is always great. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, remember to tune in for more episodes like this. This could be you, so just reach out to us. Stay tuned for more motivational content to come. And this is your host Jesse signing off.
Rafa, as always, and again,
see you guys.
And live from Monroe, defy all the odds. See y'all.
Deuces.